Peace, brothers and sisters in humanity. Sorry I took too long. Now I'm back. Alright, one thing, right? I hope you're all well, by the way, you're all well. Everything's working out for you. You have a peaceful life, and that's what matters. Anyway, today I'm going to come and talk about the final khutbah of the Prophet Mohammed. Okay, and we're going to learn a lot from this. Absolutely learn a lot from this. But what we're going to learn, especially now, I'm going to talk to Sunnis, because it's very important that they know a hadith that they really believe in. It's actually a hadith, right? And while I was growing up, I heard it a lot, okay? And we're going to hear it from this channel. Just the most important thing, right? Just one important thing, okay? Not all of it, right? We're not going to listen to all of it, just one bit that you should listen to, right? And that's what most Sunnis, most of them believe it, right? And they actually use it to prove that we have to follow the Quran and the Sunnah, all right? Let's listen. All right. It's halfway, yeah. So I just need one bit. That's all. Come on. Let's do this, man.
The trust from Allah, and you have their enjoyment only by His permission. So listen to me in earnest, O people, and reason well. I leave behind me two things, the Quran and my example.
This bit, okay?
If you follow them, you will not go astray. O people, listen to my words. Know that every Muslim is a brother to every Muslim, and that all Muslims constitute one brotherhood.
Right, let's go back one bit.
Behind me two things,
This bit.
the Quran.
This bit.
So listen to me in earnest, O people, and reason well. I leave behind me two things, the Quran and my example.
Okay, now, we're all grown up, right, listening to this hadith. تركت فيكم شيئين أمرين إن تمسكتم بهما لن تضلوا كتاب الله وسنتي. Every Sunni thinks this is it. This is the hadith that proves it, that we have to follow the Sunnah. But I'm sorry to disappoint you. That hadith, yeah, is in his last message, the Prophet's last message, okay? And all he says is تركت فيكم ما إن تمسكتم به لن تضلوا كتاب الله. He's only said that. He said Kitabullah, just the book of Allah, right? He did not say anything else. Although thousands of people heard this, his final message, because he's talking to everyone, right? His last Hajj, right? Pilgrimage. And he said it to thousands of people, but they still managed, right, to come up with 3 versions of it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, right? So when Prophet Muhammad reads the Quran, there's no thousands of versions of it. There's only one version, right? But when he says his hadith, it's always versions. It's always different people saying it. The same people, by the way, the same people, the same few people, because it's like a handful of them or something, right? They always, Abu Huraira and the rest of them, yeah? It's just a group of 10, right? They always manage to say them or recite them differently. How's that possible? How is that possible? Just makes no sense, right? and listen. You listen to the video. You listen to the video, and you actually listened. And wherever you go, you're gonna hear this. If you go in English, right, right, you're gonna hear he left two things: the Book of Allah and his Hadith or his Sunnah. That's what the word example means, isn't it? He's like an example. We should follow. Well, we should follow what he used to do and all that. That's what it means. And they think it's actually Sahih. Kitab Allah wa Sunnati. Oh, all the Shia as well, they have their own version, which is like Itrati, right? So they created 3 different versions of this hadith. And who do I follow now? Right? The Sunni said they're right. The Shia said they are right. And I've got another version of it. It says just the Book of Allah. Right? So who do I follow now? Who do I follow now? And then when you read it, you really just read it, right? Something clicks, right? They said to us, right, that the Quran, the Prophet left the Quran all over the place, and then Uthman put it together. Okay? And he made it into a book. But the same hadith here, you all believe in it. The Prophet said, I left a book. Yeah, I left the book. He said it. In this hadith, he left the book. So what are you talking about, though? So what are you talking about? Did Uthman gathered the Quran and then burned some of it, whatever you're talking about? Or the Prophet here is saying, in his hadith that you actually believe in, he left the book of Allah. So, from one hadith, right, you contradict another hadith. The whole different history, right? You're actually teaching people that Uthman created everything and put them together and all that, and then he put it together. That's what even in the books, in the Quran books, you say al-Khat al-Uthmani, which is the writing of Uthman, isn't it? So the Prophet left a book, right, a complete book, right, and you actually believe in that anyway, right? Believe in this hadith because the Sahih version of it, you believe in it, okay? Because it's in the last message or the last khutbah, right? You all read it, you all love it, you all believe in this. So that's what he says. The Prophet is saying he left a book, so just follow the book. That's what he's saying. That's the right version of it. Follow the book. So he left the book, so no one put the Quran together. The Prophet left a book, so Uthman didn't need to actually put it together, did he? Or burn any versions of it, or whatever you're talking about. It's amazing, isn't it? Really amazing. It's just, sometimes I just sit and just listen to some of this, and just, I have to tell people what's going on, man. Because obviously they don't know. They don't know. They really don't. And then most of them, if he thinks a little bit outside the box, and he goes back and asks his imam to explain this to him, and then he goes back to the, you know what I mean? It's like a sheep going back to the butcher. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. A sheep going back to the butcher. He will butcher you. He butchers your brain to keep you believing the same crap. Why don't you do your own research, man? Think for yourself. You have a brain. Congratulations. Just don't use it in stupid things. Just following stupid things. It's the same thing. They've just been lying to us all our lives, man. Come on, man. Really, just look at it. Just look into it, man. Peace. Until next time. See ya.